Coming up next, high school football on your sports leader in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
On a brisk, windy, but beautiful fall afternoon, the last Saturday in October. Good afternoon, everyone, from George Daniel Field. I'm Ron Bacalar. My partner is Jay Ferguson. Our cameraman, producer, and director this time around to start our game off is Joe Bach. And I'll explain that later on in the game. Well, it's the 36th meeting between the Southview Saints, our home team this afternoon, and the Admiral King Admirals. The Admirals hold a 26-9 advantage. However, Jay, earlier this week on Thursday, you and Barry Buck did the JV game, and lo and behold, in a very close encounter, Southview winning that one 7-6. If Southview can pull this victory off this afternoon, it would probably just dissipate the entire 0-30 record.
Well, Ron, there's a lot to be played for today. It's your 10th game, your rivalry game. For a lot of seniors, it's the last time they'll play football in an organized setting. Southview, as you say, with that long losing streak that they're looking to snap. Admiral King with a chance to be over 500 for the first time in a number of years.
20 to be exact.
20 years. So both teams have a lot to play for, as well as, Ron, I passed a gentleman from Fremont on the way up to the press box today. There's playoff implications in this game for at least 3 other schools who played these teams. Fremont, Elyria Catholic, and Warrensville all have playoff implications based on the outcome of this game.
And just as a point of information, I ran across this quotation, Jay, and I just thought it was so apropos for this particular game. Shug Jordan, who happened to be the coach at Auburn once upon a time, said, and I'm quoting now, "Always remember, Goliath was a 40-point favorite over David." And basically, from all practical purpose, statistics, outcomes, that's what we have here this afternoon. A Goliath in Admiral King and a David in Southview.
Well, Ron, you were in education at the high school level, as was I for a number of years. And if anybody could predict how 17 and 18-year-old kids are going to react in a situation, they could bottle it and make millions of dollars.
Amen. All right, we'll be right back with the starting lineups for both the Admirals and the Saints right after this brief timeout.
Your lawnmower needs serviced. Your snowblower doesn't work. Your riding mower needs repaired. Who are you going to call? To avoid all this frustration and for no mower worries, call Mark Furman Mobile Mower Service at 315-0250. Mark Furman Mobile Mower Service makes good old-fashioned house calls. Most services done on-site at your home when it's convenient for you. He's been servicing the area's power equipment needs for over 30 years, servicing most makes, including Sears, MTD yard machines, Briggs & Stratton, and other major name brands. Remember, for no mower worries and for fast, experienced professional service, call Mark Furman Mobile Mower Service at 315-0250.
Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help with 8 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Avon, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now its newest location at Park Avenue and Lovett Road in Amherst. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured. Looking for the right color, the right style, the right price for your floor coverings? Well, you can find them all at Ted's Floor Coverings, the only place you need to shop for affordable custom flooring. Whether you're looking for area rugs, carpeting, laminates, ceramic, or marble, you'll enjoy browsing through one of the largest showrooms in Northeast Ohio. Their talented staff will even help with your design questions. Ted's is proud to showcase the Kathy Ireland Shades of America collection. Shop at Ted's Floor Covering, 668 Broadway, downtown Lorain, a local company committed to our community. Ted Kalo, President.
There is a new bank in town, Mortgage Plus Bank. We offer conventional purchases and refinance loans, debt consolidation, home equity lines of credit, construction loans, commercial loans, and we even offer 100% to 125% loans. Hi, I'm Scotty Campan of Mortgage Plus Bank. If you have high credit card debt, if your monthly payment is just too high and you can't get ahead, please call us today, and we can save you $500 on your processing fee. I know we can help you.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
Gold medal swimmer Amanda Beard.
When America's national symbol, the bald eagle, was threatened with extinction, we responded with the Endangered Species Act, a law which now protects more than 1,000 different species. But as some species recover, others become imperiled. Let us pledge to the next generation that we will help protect America's wildlife heritage for them.
Thanks, Amanda.
Join me and Defenders of Wildlife to help save something wild. Visit defenders.org.
Real education means great teaching.
Professors with real-world experience who care.
It means great jobs for recent graduates.
And being prepared for a great paying career.
That's why we hire LCCC graduates.
Low tuition, flexible classes, and LCCC credits transfer. LCCC is a great value.
Some of the best people you meet have something in common. Lorain County Community College and the University Partnership. Real education gets real results.
Lorain School Employees Credit Union, 4459 Oberlin Avenue, Lorain. If you're an employee of the Lorain Board of Education or an employee's family member, you're eligible for the lowest rates, the best products, and the friendliest service in banking with Lorain School ECU. Speak with us about a membership today and start reaping the rewards of membership with Lorain School ECU. Phone 440-282-4600.
Tonight's starting lineups for the Southview Saints brought to you by Ted's Floor Covering, a local business investing in Lorain's community. Ted's Floor Covering featuring today's highest fashions for your discriminating tastes. Ted's Floor Covering located at 668 Broadway, downtown Lorain, with outstanding carpet selections, vinyl, ceramic, hardwood, and laminate floor coverings. Remember, before you buy at the big home improvement stores, shop and compare at Ted's. And now the starting offense for the Southview Saints, coached by Todd Offel. At quarterback, wearing number 3, a 175-pound senior, Blake Witherspoon. At tailback, wearing number 23, a 170-pound senior, Bruce Lovett. At fullback, wearing number 40, a 205-pound junior, Anthony Browning. At wingback, wearing number 2, a 180-pound senior, Jeremy Silva. At 1, split end, wearing number 82, a 215-pound junior, Josh Bieber. At the tight end, wearing number 8, a 230-pound senior, Rick Shawver. At center, number 52, a 190-pound senior, Nick Plumb. At right guard, number 78, a 295-pound senior, Edward Nazario. At left guard, wearing number 73, a 245-pound senior, Matt Robbins. At right tackle, wearing number 77, a 245-pound junior, Morlowe Burton. And at left tackle, wearing number 56, a 220-pound junior, Jacob Moran. Defensively for the Southview Saints. At nose guard, wearing number 76, a 190-pound senior, Jose Martinez. At one defensive end, number 8, a 230-pound senior, Rick Shawver. The other defensive end, number 81, a 225-pound senior, Michael Wilson. The linebackers, number 30, a 165-pound senior, Michael Castillio. Number 56, a 220-pound junior, Jacob Moran. The middle linebacker, number 52, a 190-pound senior, Nick Plumb. Number 40, a 205-pound junior, Anthony Browning. And rounding out the starting five at linebacker, number 1, a 175-pound senior, Greg Curry. The defensive halfbacks, number 6, a 165-pound senior, Robert Willoughby. Number 9, a 160-pound junior, Nicholas Gerace. And at free safety, number 82, 215-pound junior, Josh Bieber. And Ted's floor covering, bringing you now the starting lineup for the Admiral King Admirals, coached by Mark Campo. Checking first the starting 11 offensively. At quarterback, wearing number 12, a 175-pound senior, Terrence Atkinson. At fullback, wearing number 23, a 225-pound senior, Julius Rollins. At one running back, wearing number 25, a 190-pound senior, Tim Taylor. The other running back, number 35, a 165-pound junior, Anthony Harrison. At wide receiver, wearing number 32, a 180-pound junior, Chris Kimbro. At tight end, wearing number 81, a 225-pound senior, Rolando Carter. The starting five on the line for the Admirals offensively, number 55, a 210-pound junior, Daniel Soto. At right guard, number 77, a 270-pound junior, Sheldon Ball. At left guard, number 72, a 310-pound junior, Joe Hernandez. At right tackle, number 71, a 275-pound senior, Anthony Edwards. And at left tackle, wearing number 79, a 275-pound junior, Andre James. And now checking the starting 11 defensively for the Admirals. At nose guard, wearing number 68, a 250-pound junior, Dale Linder. At one defensive end, wearing number 45, a 180-pound junior, Michael Taylor. The other defensive end, number 87, a 195-pound junior, Adrian Casey. The five linebackers for the Admirals, wearing number 28, a 170-pound junior, Miles Jones. Number 56, a 185-pound junior, Ryan Garrison. In the middle, wearing number 81, a 225-pound senior, Rolando Carter. Number 23, a 225-pound senior, Julius Rollins. And the other outside linebacker, number 44, a 170-pound junior, Najerron Clipper. The defensive halfbacks for the Admirals, number 10, a 165-pound senior, Matt Toth. The other defensive halfback, wearing number 1, a 165-pound senior, Blake Jamerson. And rounding out defensively, the starting 11 at safety, wearing number 32, a 180-pound junior, Chris Kimbro. And there you have the starting offensive and defensive lineups for the Southview Saints and the Admiral King Admirals, brought to you by Ted's Floor Covering, a local business investing in Lorain's community. Ted's Floor Covering, featuring today's highest fashion for your discriminating tastes. Ted's Floor Covering, located at 668 Broadway, downtown Lorain. And remember, before you buy at the big home improvement stores, shop and compare at Ted's. We'll be back with the start of this afternoon's football game between the Saints and the Admirals, but first this.
Does your child have asthma? Did you know asthma attacks can be triggered by things like shower curtains, a child's blanket, even a teddy bear? Help prevent your child's asthma attacks. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS or visit noattacks.org to get the latest information and avoid the emergency room.
I don't want to feel like a fish with no water.
It's something we all agree on. It's something we all do. And this is how it's done. The USO depends entirely on the generosity of the American people. Help us support our troops until everyone comes home.
Back here at George Daniel Field, all set to get this game underway. The Admirals won the toss of the coin, but they elected to defer to the second half, so they will kick off The Southview Saints will defend the north goal. The Admirals, of course, defending the south goal. The Southview Saints coached by Todd Oval. The Admirals coached by Mark Campo. This is the first year for Todd Oval, the fourth year for Mark Campo at the helm of the Admirals. Mark Campo's career record coming into this game is 13 wins and 26 losses. Last year, the Admirals were 5-5 at the break-even mark. The first time since 1990 was the last time the Admirals had a 5-5 record. And a victory, as we pointed out in the opening, a victory this afternoon will permit the Admirals to be 6-4 and have their first winning season since 1987, when the team back then finished with a 7-3 record. And a squib landed by Josh Bieber and downed on about the 32-yard line. So the Southview Saints will take over 1st and 10 from their own 32.
Well, Ron, good play by Bieber right there. The field's wet. The ball's going to be wet. That's going to be one of the things that we'll have to watch for all day, as it's not raining now, but the ground is taking a lot of water, and every time that ball hits the ground, it's going to pick up a little moisture. So ball handling will be a key for both teams, and both teams have had trouble with it.
Blake Witherspoon at quarterback. Fullback is Anthony Browning. Tailback, Bruce Lovett. And the give seems to be to Browning as he advances the ball up close to the 35-yard line. So the Saints picking up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Little, as he has to be called, Rolando Carter in the middle linebacker spot in on that tackle. He's in today. Cameron Bryant not playing with a strained medial collateral ligament for the Admirals. That's a starter on both offense and defense for them.
And Cameron Bryant, by the way, in the rushing department on offense, 69 rushes for 500 yards, averaging 7.2. The leading tackler for the Admirals with 101. 5 touchdowns, scoring 30 points prior to this game. So that'll be a bit of a loss for the Admirals, without a doubt.
I think flag come in there late, Ron, and I believe that Admiral King will be penalized for a face mask, and Southview will get a first down on that carry.
Well, the carry brought it up to the 40-yard line, a pickup of 5 yards, plus the penalty, incidental face mask, brings it to the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Southview Saints. In addition to Cameron Bryant being absent from this game, so is John Gerber. According to Coach Campo, Gerber fractured his wrist or has some kind of a problem with the wrist on one of his hands, so he will be missed too.
Oh, behind the back.
Very little gain on that play. That was Bruce Lovett on the carry, a gain of about a yard, 2nd down and 9.
Stealing a page from the Boise State book here as we look for the School Employees Credit Union replay. Maybe here it is. Witherspoon hands it behind his back to Lovett. Play didn't go anywhere, but it was creative ball handling.
All right, the Saints in motion. Lovett from the shotgun. The give is to Browning, and Browning's going to be dropped for a loss back to about the 39-yard line. A loss of 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd and 11.
Rolando Carter, Ryan Garrison among the Admirals. That play was doomed from the start, Ron.
You know, talking to Coach Oval, because you were pointing out, Jay, how important this game is for certain teams hoping to make the playoffs. Todd Oval indicated that 4 of the teams that the Saints played this year are either in the playoffs or hopefully will be in the playoffs or just missed the playoffs. So they've played some pretty potent teams during the season.
Absolutely.
As Blake Witherspoon keeps the ball, and he is going to be driven out of bounds on the far side. Little gain on that play. They may spot it just over the 45-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation for the Southview Saints.
Coach Alva, of course you want to score on your open. Oh, there's a penalty, and we're going to have a first down, Ron.
Oh, my. Another penalty against the Admirals.
Way over on the Admiral King bench, the flag must have come in. This is a big one.
15 yards. Doesn't get much bigger than that.
Personal foul against the Admirals. Had to be on the sideline.
The ball is on the Admiral King 38-yard line. 1st and 10. The Saints with good field position.
And right now, advantage coach Todd Allville Saints is they're doing just what they wanted to do to come out and get the ball out of their end of the field.
And the Saints have only scored 6 points in their last 5 games, so they are itching to put something on that board. And it is a caught pass by Bruce Lovett. He gets the ball up to about the 10-yard line. Man, he just snatched that away from the defensive player who thought maybe he might have had a chance to intercept.
We'll take a look at it here. Witherspoon on a rollout. Turned and got his shoulders square. Remember, he's not used to being a quarterback. Lovett made the play when the Admiral dove. He had clear sailing. That was Rolando Carter, the middle linebacker, who ran him down. 1st and goal.
The ball is right on the 10-yard line. The Saints just 10 away from a score, and it is Browning taking the ball inside the 10 to about the 6 or 7-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd and goal. They'll spot it on the 7, a pickup of 3.
And Ron, when you talk about rivalry games and you say you throw the records out,
absolutely.
Here we are. They have scored 6 points in 5 games, and now they're knocking on the doorstep right here on the first drive.
In fact, when you look at all 9 games that the Saints have played and lost, they're averaging less than 6 points in those games. The give is to Lovett. He's trying to find some running room. Breaks away from one tackler. Out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and goal.
Good pursuit there from the middle guard, Dale Linder, who penetrated and just followed the ball carrier over to the side, and first contact on that play was by Linder. Again, this is crucial for the Saints to get this far and try and get something on the board early.
In motion is Lovett. Blake Witherspoon with the ball, looking to pass. He's going to keep it. He's running, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage to about the 5-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th and goal. You know, not to emphasize the negative along the way, but the reality is, Jay, that the Saints have lost 30 consecutive games. And they're not alone in that department. Columbus, Lyndon McKinley, back in 1995-98, also had lost 30 in a row. And then they started winning. The next best loss record belongs to Black River.
Oh, they lost a bunch.
Oh, they did.
That.
53 in a row from 1961 to 67. And that isn't even the worst. Witherspoon looking to pass. Lets it go into the end zone. Lovett couldn't hang on.
And I think Miles Jones might have gotten a hand on that. He definitely was out there with Lovett. Good discipline, as Miles Jones and Matt Toth, the safety, were both out there. And we'll have to check the replay to see if Jones touched the ball or just his hands created vision problems. And again, wet turf, Lovett stumbles. There it is. I don't believe he touched it, but the combination of his hand in the air and Lovett stumbling turns it over on downs.
Richmond Heights over there in Cuyahoga County back in 1984 through 90 lost 55 games in a row. But the number 1 belongs to Youngstown North. They lost 64 in a row from 1957 to 64.
Wow.
That's a lot of losses for a team to hang in there. And the amazing thing, and we pointed that out last week, Jay, the fact that Southview started out the season with 68 players and they have only lost 4.
The field position for the Admirals troubling because of ball handling, but they're a running team, so it's not like that they're going to put their quarterback in the end zone here. Tim Taylor with a 3-yard gain on first down.
In motion is Harrison, and the give is to north-south as he heads north, gets across the 10-yard line to about the 13. He'll be short of a first down by a couple of yards. That'll bring up a 3rd. 3rd and about 2.5.
If there's one area in this game where there's a huge advantage for either team, it's Admiral King's offensive line. They're big, and they've been pushing people around all year. They the games that the Admirals have lost have been from turnovers, not from physical.
Right up the middle, the Admirals pushing the ball across the 15-yard line. And they're going to move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Admirals. The ball will be spotted on about the 16-yard line.
There were 3 plays inside the tackle. That time it was Julius Rollins, the fullback, the only back in the backfield. We saw Taylor, we saw Harrison, we saw Rollins, 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Admirals. Split wide is Harrison and Kimbro to the near side. In motion, and the pitch to Tim Taylor. Taylor only gets a couple of yards on that one as the Saints defense converged.
Greg Curry, Josh Bieber over there, part of that hit.
Amazingly, too, not a single Admiral King player on the varsity or JV level has quit or been dismissed since the beginning of the season. Every player on the roster from the beginning of the season is still on the team. And that speaks well for the football programs, both at Admiral King and Southview. And what with the middle schools and now the grade schools playing some football. Tim Taylor, no, I correct myself, that's Julius Rollins. But we do have a flag on the 25-yard line, or a big leaf.
When that official throws it,
holding.
It's usually holding.
Yeah.
And that's the referee, Bob Walton, and he's going to indicate holding.
Instead of a 1st down for the Admirals, they'll bring the ball back to the 15-yard line. The flag was on the 25, 10 yards marched off back to the 15. That'll bring up a 2nd down and a long 10.
That offensive line is just pushing Southview around right now for the Admirals. And let's give them a shout out. That's Dan Soto, Sheldon Ball, Joe Hernandez, Andre James, and Anthony Edwards, the 5 guys from tackle to tackle.
And we have a timeout on the field. The Admirals having called a timeout. Say, are you employed by or retired from the Lorain City Schools? If the answer is yes, then pay close attention to the following. The Lorain School Employees Credit Union wants to help you enter the end zone. Now, in financial terms, that's the green zone. You can earn a higher rate of return with a Lorain School Employees Credit Union Certificate of Deposit. They offer 15 types of CDs from 3 months to 36 months. Hey, you call the play and you pick the terms, and they will provide the blocking with the best rates in town. Lorain School Employees Credit Union will match or beat the competition. Open the playbook and call the Lorain School Employees Credit Union at 282-4600, 282-4600, and talk with their CD coach. Put it in the end zone every time with the Lorain School Employees Credit Union Certificate of Deposit.
This is an interesting defensive formation. They have, looks like 1 down lineman, 1 lineman between the wings.
Chris Kimbro split wide to the far side, and in motion was Harrison. Atkinson with the ball. He's keeping it. He's running far side. He's got the 1st down, and he is banged out of bounds.
What a play that was by Atkinson. That was Robert Willoughby on the tackle. But we'll see this. One of the Saints had Atkinson dead to rights, back at about inside the 10-yard line. And this is a very athletic move. Looks like Rick Shawver. He went up in the air. Atkinson went under him and then pulled it down.
And turned on the gas. Wow. That's instant replay brought to you by Lorain School Employees Credit Union.
They've got playmakers, the Admirals.
Harrison again in motion. The give is to Harrison as he stops, but he is going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
That was number 30, Michael Castillio, and number 81, Michael Wilson. That's a tough play for a running back, especially on a wet turf. He comes in motion. He has to stop and then cut back from the way he came. That play, there's Harrison. He turns and has to come back. And just very difficult on this wet turf to get a head of steam going.
Atkinson in the passing department coming into the game is 18 for 44, 456 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Again, Harrison in motion, gets the pitch from Atkinson. Harrison across the 35-yard line and dropped on about the 37.5. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
That was simply Coach Campo saying, we've got more men over there than you've got. They emptied the backfield, put them all out to the right, with the exception of Harrison on the left wing, and he just came in motion to really empty the formation over to that side. Everybody pulled, and it was just an outnumber situation for the Admirals.
Love the socks on Andre James.
I've hated them all year because I thought they're penalty flags.
The 275-pound junior.
That's north and south.
And he's got the 1st down. Getting the ball across the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Admirals. As a team, the Admirals coming into this game have rushed for 2,159 yards. And in the passing department, just 623. So they have been a rushing team, no question about that. Total yardage on the season thus far, 2,782 yards. They've scored 237 points, and they have given up 211. Taylor in motion.
Nice
Atkinson
cut.
Hands off.
Which way's he going there? Straight up the field.
Wow, fake me out. That was
Mr. Harrison.
Harrison, north and south, heading north.
That was the counter play at the Admirals. You could probably just, a tendency is we're going to go toward the motion, and Harrison comes underneath and back against the motion there. There was a pulling lineman, Anthony Edwards, led him through the hole. If you want to go north, hop on Route 71, and that's what he did.
Ball is on the 34-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Admirals in Saints territory. Tim Taylor gets the pitch from Atkinson, slips a little, lunges forward, and gets the ball to about the 28-yard line.
Thursday's JV game, Ron. Tim Taylor worked the booth for us in the second half. He and Blake Jamerson ran the camera and the instant replay as Joe Bach had another commitment that he had to attend. I asked him if they wanted to work today, and they said they had something else to do.
I can understand that, yes. A gain of 6 yards, 2nd down and 4 for the Admirals.
This is a nice answering drive by the Admirals after the Saints took it down inside the
Harrison
5.
in motion, but the handoff goes to Taylor, or was it Rollins?
That's Rollins.
Rollins getting up from the pile. Rollins with 6 touchdowns on the season, 36 points scored. Gets another 1st down for the Admirals. The ball is on the Saints' 23-yard line, and Southview has called a timeout. Say the Lorain Southview High School Marching Band end-of-season concert featuring the pride of the Saints Marching Band with performances by the Southview Flag Corps, the Southview Majorettes, and special guests, the Southview Cheerleaders, on Tuesday, October 30th at 7 p.m. in the Lorain Southview High School Auditorium. What a way to wrap up the month of October. I would encourage you to be at Southview High School Tuesday, October 30th, 7 p.m. for the Marching Band's end-of-season concert. And speaking of Southview, they are honoring all who have served our country. The Southview High School Army Junior ROTC Assembly to honor the veterans will be held Wednesday, November 7th at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. at Southview High School. And I understand there's going to be some kind of a continental breakfast at 9, so you could come and have some coffee, juice, and donuts.
Had the opportunity to be part of a couple of those around the JROTC program, and Rich Brown and Sam Obici, they just do a great job honoring and recognizing our veterans. I had an opportunity during one of those to present a high school diploma to a World War II veteran who actually had to ship out before he could receive his from Lorain High School, and it was a nice way to say thank you.
I believe you really can't say enough in the way of accolades to these men, as you pointed out, Major Brown and Sergeant Obici, and the 2 over at Admiral King with the Navy program. Harrison, the ball carrier, gets across the 15-yard line, inside the 15, picking up big yardage for the Admirals. About 8 on the play, 2nd down and 2.
If we dissected the 2 drives, and that's all we've had here, is we're under 2 in the first quarter run. Southview made a couple of big plays and very definitely benefited from a couple of penalties on moving the ball. The Admirals, their backs haven't been touched until they're beyond the line of scrimmage.
Chris Kimbro split wide to the near side. In motion is Taylor. He gets the pitch from Atkinson. Taylor looking for running room. And a fumble on the play. And it looks like the Southview Saints, but there is a flag back on about the 1-yard line.
It's going to be, and I believe the flag is going to be a holding penalty.
And it's declined, and Southview has stopped the Admiral King drive, and they have the ball.
So both defenses answer the call.
Yay.
Taylor gets the pitch, and he's in traffic, and the linebacker just put, Jacob Moran got the hand around. Nice camera work, Mr. Bach. Wrapped the hand around and punched the football out, and there it bounces around. And I think Moran not only caused it, I think he recovered it.
He did. As a matter of fact, ball is on the 12-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Southview Saints. A lot of territory to cover, but they managed to do so in the first drive. Witherspoon on a keeper, upended on the near side by Matt Toth.
The Saints a couple games ago, when they decided to put Witherspoon at quarterback, just decided that they had to put a playmaker back there and get the ball directly to that playmaker rather than trying to get him out in space and throw it to him.
Gain of 6 yards, 2nd down and 4. Ball on the 19-yard line. In motion is Jeremy Silva. Silva picks up.
There's another flag, Ron, and again it came from the gentleman behind the offensive line, our referee, Mr. Walton, and again it will be a holding penalty.
The dreaded holding penalty. How many games have you watched on the professional level, the college level, the high school level?
Well,
if anything's going to bring the ball back, it's holding more than anything else.
I believe that's a minimum of 4, and I believe 5 holdings that we've seen thus far. As Admiral King had one at the beginning of their drive, when they fumbled and turned it over, there was a holding penalty that was declined, and Southview now has had 2. The other one was a personal foul, the other big one.
Ball is back on the 11-yard line, 2nd down and 11. Witherspoon hands it behind him to Lovett, Lovett. Got to change the card.
Nice patience by Bruce Lovett there. As this is very similar to the play the Admirals ran, where let's see how many guys we can get on one side of the ball. And Lovett, as we see here, just takes his time, gets behind his blockers, and good game.
Picked up 9 yards on the play, so it's going to be 3rd down and 2, and that brings the first quarter to an end. We have no score in the game, and we'll be back right after this.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. Gonna stand my ground, won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down.
Back at George Daniel Field, Ron Bacalar along with Jay Ferguson, our cameraman, producer, director, and instant replay man, Joe Bach. Second quarter action ready to get underway. Southview's ball, no score in the game. And here come the little tots, the little cheerleaders. And by the way, TV20 was at the scene at Southview High School this week, and we did a focus show. We talked to some of these young ladies, plus the gal in charge, and you're going to look forward to that program because they are so delightful, and you'll see them cheering here during the second quarter. All right, Southview with the ball on a 3rd and 2.
Nice
and
surge.
It looks like they picked up the first down. The ball just shy of the 25-yard line.
Nice surge and by the Southview line right there. And that's very difficult to do out of the shotgun. Let's give credit to Jacob Moran and Matt Robbins, the left side of that offensive line. That's who they ran behind, and they got a good surge and picked up 5 on a straight-ahead play.
Saints set to go. Lovett in motion on the 1st and 10. Witherspoon with the southpaw toss, lets it go, almost intercepted by the Admiral's Miles Jones.
He was out there on Silva, but he actually had the better opportunity to catch that one. You'll see Witherspoon tries to get his shoulders turned. He was hit as he threw, so let's not put it all on him.
2nd down and 10. Witherspoon in the shotgun again from behind. Hands off to Bruce Lovett. Twists away from one tackler and manages to get the ball up to about the 28-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Saints taking a page here out of the Admiral's book was they come away from it, the strength of the formation, and Lovett with a short gain. These are the plays that are tough for the Saints. When you get 3rd and more than a couple, they're not a passing team. They're not a pass blocking team either.
Again, Lovett in motion from the shotgun. Witherspoon looking to pass. Heading over to the far side. He's going to keep it. He's going to be down just shy of the 30-yard line, and that'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation for the Southview Saints. And Jay, I have to wonder, with the wind being what it is today, how effective would a passing game be?
Well, it's going to be tough, especially for the Saints. Blake Witherspoon was a wide receiver at the beginning of the year. They've had trouble pass blocking all year. We counted 6 quarterbacks that they've used this year. And then the wet ball and the wind and the emotion of a rivalry game and a tough Admiral King defense.
Zeno's in Cherokee. Lets the ball go, and the Admirals will let it roll as it takes a Southview bounce and a roll, and it's going to be downed on about the 33-yard line, where the Admirals will take over 1st and 10 on their own 33.
Very effective punt there by Mr. In Cherokee. Ron, we're in the 2nd quarter now. Some of the emotion comes off of this rivalry game, and now it's going to settle into football and playmakers and ball handling and turnovers and things like it always does.
No doubt the adrenaline has leveled out somewhat as Julius Rollins took the handoff, picked up maybe a yard on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 9.
Michael Wilson and Aaron Serrano in on that play for the Saints. And that's what the Saints have to do to be successful defensively, is control 1st down.
Ball is on the 34-yard line. Chris Kimbro split wide to the far side. In motion is Taylor. Taylor gets the handoff. Taylor picks up the 1st down for the Admirals, still on his feet, finally dragged down at about the 30-yard line in Southview territory. A big gain by Taylor, who coughed the ball up on the Admirals' last drive, making atonement.
You picked the right word, Ron. I'm trying to get a number on that Saint. I think it's number 9, Nick Gerace. That's who it's going to be, and he's the last
leveling,
man.
Yeah.
Nice north and south run by Taylor, atoning for his fumble the last time he handled the ball.
Atkinson under center. The give this time is to Julius Rollins inside the 25-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 4.
Rick Shawver was a part of that tackle for the Saints. Rick Shawver's a defensive lineman. The play was 6 yards down the field. They've got to control the line of scrimmage a better job, as we said, on 1st down. 2nd and 4 now for the Admirals.
Instant replay being brought to you by the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. Kimbro now split wide to the near side.
They're doubling him.
Harrison in motion. Harrison following his blockers. Harrison gets the ball inside the 20-yard line, and another 1st down for the Admirals.
Anthony Harrison has impressed all year as far as we've been concerned. Ron, talking to the Admiral King coaching staff, he's as talented as any running back in the program. His issue at the beginning of the season was hanging on to the pigskin. The last few games he's done a good job of that, and he's been very effective, and they need him with the injury to Cameron Bryant.
From the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Admirals. We are in the 2nd quarter with just under 8 minutes. Taylor, the ball carrier. No score in the ball game. Taylor gets across the 15, inside the 15-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd down. Pickup of about 5 yards on the play. 2nd down, well, make it 4, 2nd down and 6.
One thing about these Admirals running backs, Ron, is that they all have to be blockers. And this time we'll see Taylor take the pitch, and he just tucks in behind Harrison and Julius Rollins, who block at the point of attack, along with 81 Rolando Carter. Now they're unbalanced to the right.
And we have a whistle and flags all over the place. 4 flags. Illegal procedure. I mean, they all jumped on that bandwagon, all the referees, the Zebras.
We'd gone a little while without a flag, Ron. They want to make sure we knew they were still here. The Admirals that time came out with Kimbro split to the right on the line, and Rolando Carter lined up as a tight end on the same side, giving them an unbalanced line look. See if they come back to it.
Ball is spotted just inside the 20-yard line, 2nd down and 11. Atkinson under center. In motion, Taylor. Atkinson fakes the handoff. He's looking for someone to receive, and he connects with Rolando Carter in the end zone. Touchdown. And the Admirals go on the board first with 6 minutes, 51 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter of play.
And we'll get a replay here, and we'll see what a good job Terrence Atkinson does here, because I think Chris Kimbro is his primary receiver. That's the way he's rolling. Kimbro's the wide receiver. He looks deep, then he looks down and checks off to Rolando Carter, who just drags Jeremy Silva, past the pylon for the first score.
And the Admirals will attempt the extra point with Cameron Zatella, the 200-pound senior. Holding for the Admirals, number 15, Chad Hall. And Matt Toth, the long snapper, and the extra point attempt, no good. So the Admirals lead 6-0. And by the way, Cameron Zatalla's field goal last week at Bedford was the first game-winning field goal in overtime ever in the history of Admiral King High School.
Wow. You know, Ron, I think about that overtime rule. I say, oh, that's that new rule that they have, and it's been around about 20 years.
Well, crafters are needed. Notable Crafts, the holiday craft show. When? December 1st, beginning at 9 a.m., continuing to 3 p.m. That must be a Saturday. And it's going to be held at Southview High School. The Southview Band and Orchestra Boosters invite you to participate in their 2nd annual holiday craft show That is December 1st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 277-4363, 277-4363 for a contract to be mailed to you if you have goodies you want to sell. Cameron Zatala again will put the foot to the ball, squibbler, and right into the hands of Josh Bieber as he downs it. And the Saints will take over 1st and 10. The ball just inside their own 35-yard line.
That one actually hit Bieber in the chest, and he was going to have a few yards to rumble there. He did the right thing, though, when he dropped the ball just to cover it up, and not bad starting position at the 35 or near the 35. Southview with that bunch formation here. They look unbalanced.
Witherspoon fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it. He's running far side and out of bounds. Getting the ball across the 40-yard line.
They snuck an extra player to the far side of the field there, Ron. And the Admiral defense, you could hear the coaches yelling up here, but they didn't adjust and slide down. They were a man short on that play, which is the reason for the
gain of 6 yards on the play. It's 2nd down and 4 for the Saints. Handoff this time right up the middle for the Southview Saints. Not enough for the 1st down.
That was Castillio. When you get that good play on 1st down, it opens your playbook up, and it takes the pressure off your offensive line. You don't have to hit a home run. You've got a chance for a couple of decent plays to pick up the 1st down. 3rd and 1 here. Now, this is a situation the Saints want to find themselves in.
Witherspoon lets it go in the flats, and immediately, if not sooner, number 30 for the Saints is brought down, and that is Michael Castillio.
And he met Chris Kimbro there. That play looked doomed from the start. And there's the problem with the shotgun when it comes to short yardage. You can't just get up there and jam it in. You kind of have to trick the defense, and the Admirals weren't buying it that time.
Loss of 5 yards on the play. It's 4th down, 5, and a punting for the Saints. Zeno and Cherokee standing back on his 25-yard line. Good snap, puts the foot to the ball, and it is grabbed by Chris Kimbro back on his own 25. Kimbro to the 30, the 35, 40, and finally brought down at about the 41, and there's a flag.
Just because we hadn't had a holding in a while, Ron. Because sure as life, that's what this is going to be.
Well, if that be the case, and I'm not going to doubt your word for a moment, that's pretty much going to erase a fairly decent punt return by Chris Kimbro.
And again, it was way behind the play.
Speaking of Kimbro, he has set 3 school records. Well, set 1 and tied 2 others. For the longest touchdown on a pass reception, 86 yards against Berea. That is a new school record. He tied the longest punt return for a touchdown, 76 yards against Sandusky. And he tied the most touchdown receptions in a game. Kimbro had 3 against Warrensville Heights. Handoff is to Harrison.
A little trickeration there for the Admirals.
Wow.
As they came out in the usual formation with a different guy behind Terrence Atkinson. This was Anthony Harrison, and they went for the quick hitter. And as we will see, that's Harrison, not Julius Rollins, who's normally back there. And boom, he just hits it quick in one cut, and he's got a big 15, 18-yard gain, Ron.
And a 1st down. The Admirals 1st and 10 on their own 49-yard line.
Important for the Saints to keep the Admirals off the board here in the remainder of the half.
Kimbro in motion, gets the handoff from Atkinson, gets it into Southview territory to about the 46-yard line. A gain of 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5. By the way, the drive that the Admirals had for their first touchdown and the first in the game, 68 yards, 6 plays. It covered 3 minutes and 11 seconds. And the TD was scored on a 20-yard touchdown pass from Atkinson to Rolando Carter. Tim Taylor, the ball carrier, across the 45, inside the 40, and another first down for the Admirals.
Drive statistics compliments of WOL's Jack Kurowski, Lorain High School class of 1976.
Well, we certainly appreciate Jack providing us with that information.
The Admirals have settled into a comfort zone now, Ron. It's working with everything. Don't be surprised to see them try a long one here.
3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. The pitch coming back again to Kimbro. There's a flag and a loose ball.
Yeah, the last. Yeah, that was a strip.
And the Saints have recovered.
Looked like Robert Willoughby or Michael Wilson on the ball. We'll get a look on the replay here. Kimbro has it loosely.
Loosely is right.
And Willoughby smacks at it, didn't get it, but somebody else got a shot at it there. Maybe it was Shawver that missed and Willoughby that got 6 and 8. But it was definitely just swatted loose as he carried it out in the right arm. And that's a huge stop for the Saints in this game, as the Admirals were just, you had the sense that they were driving to take control, Ron.
Ball is on the Saints' 29-yard line, and what has happened to the sunshine? We had sunshine just prior to the kickoff and during the early moments of the first quarter, Jay, and all of a sudden now it is gray. We may have to turn on the lights. Yeah. Lovett in motion, high snap. Witherspoon pulls it down. He's running with the ball, looking to pass, lets it go. Lovett in the area, far side, incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Well, big Adrian Casey got loose that time and was all over Mr. Witherspoon, and good discretion being the better part of valor there. He tossed it to the turf and he lived to play another day.
I am having a problem trying to pay attention to what's going on the field and watching these little tots down there on the track. They are just doing a super job. Like I said, Joe Bach with his camera and myself, we were at Southview earlier this week, and we did a focus show with the group leader.
Whoops.
Snap a little bit too high. Witherspoon able to bring it down, and a loss on the play.
Good decision by Blake Witherspoon there, just to fall on that and to reset again. But would you say there's a plethora?
There is definitely a plethora. It is our understanding that 86 young ladies came out for this mini camp, 2-day mini camp at Southview High School earlier this week.
And I think
moms and dads shelled out $30. They got their T-shirt, they got their pom-poms, and they got the joy of fellowship with one another. And you make sure you're watching TV20 when that focus show comes on. You're going to love it. Speaking of Lovett.
That was Witherspoon
yes,
looking for Lovett in all the wrong places.
And another loss for the Southview Saints. Bad break for them. That brings up a 4th down and definitely a punting situation.
That was Michael Taylor and Adrian Casey, the 2 defensive ends, got away there. Timeout here by the Admirals as they forced a punt here, Ron.
Okay, with timeout on the field, are you employed by or retired from the Lorain City Schools? If the answer is yes, then pay close attention to the following. Don't be penalized with low interest rates on your investments. Step up to the line and pass your funds to the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. They will tackle the competition so you win the financial game of interest. Choose a certificate of deposit from 3 months to 36 months and watch your APY score the maximum. Call them at 282-4600, 282-4600, and they will match or beat the competition. Going to be an exciting halftime here at George Daniel Field. We're just 2 minutes and 22 seconds away with the Admirals leading by a score of 6-0. The Southview Saints in the position to punt. Zeno in Cherokee back on about his 2-yard line. Lets the ball go. Picked up on the far side by Chris Kimbro as he tucks it in this time, and he is brought down on about the 38-yard line. So the Admirals with excellent field position, 1st and 10 on the Saints 38 with 2:11. And in addition to both the Admiral King and the Southview marching bands performing, the 1962 Admiral King football team that was inducted into the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame last spring will have a presentation, and they will be honored here at the halftime as well.
Empty backfield for the Admirals here as they go into the 2-minute drill. Counter.
Atkinson keeping the ball. Atkinson still on his feet. Atkinson picks up the first down for the Admirals, getting the ball to about the 22, 23-yard line.
This little dance step that Terrence Atkinson took on the snap here really sold the play as he faked the pitch and held the position and then came back away from the motion, and big gain on first down.
Ball is on the 22, 1st and 10. We're under 2 minutes now remaining in the first half. Taylor in motion, gets the pitch from Atkinson. Taylor on the far side, up close to the 15-yard line.
You know, Ron, we mentioned once before the way the Admirals' backs block for each other. Watch Harrison and Julius Rollins. Here comes Rollins and just throws his helmet on one of the Saints and gets Taylor a couple extra yards. Next time it may be the other way, Taylor blocking for Harrison or Rollins.
Gain of 6 yards on the play, 2nd down and 4. Again, Taylor in motion, again gets the pitch from Atkinson, picks up the first down for the Admirals. Ball is going to be just inside the 10-yard line, so that should make it a 1st and goal.
Tim Taylor was 6 yards downfield before he came across a Saint. You got to credit, that's big Anthony Edwards on that side, number 71, the tackle, and those lead blockers outside as well as Rolando Carter.
Chris Kimbro split wide to the near side. Taylor in motion. This time the give is to North and South Harrison, and he is going to be, well, they're going to say not quite yet, young man. That'll bring up a 2nd down and very short, just shy of the goal line, and the Admirals have called a timeout on the field.
If Harrison was 5'10", he'd have scored, Ron. He's 5'7".
The Lorain City Schools Athletic Department has formed an athletic council. Now, this group of individuals includes administrators, teachers, boosters, and community members that have a vested interest in the future of our athletic programs here in the Lorain City Schools. This group is not a booster club. It is the voice of the community. And this group works with the athletic department to prioritize projects while brainstorming the steps needed to be taken to get them completed. Please consider joining them at their next meeting. To find out how, when, and where, and why, you can call the athletic department at 233-2288. And there are the young ladies.
Look at them go.
They are just super. I mean, super.
Southview wants to talk it over right now, Ron. You can't take them into the locker room with you. And this is a big, big point in the game for Southview. 6-0 right now, manageable.
And they have called the timeout. So 2 timeouts in a row with a 2nd down and goal. The ball not even a yard away from the end zone. As you indicated to me, Joe Bach, in all of his technical genius, has managed to get into the PA system. So we've got audio through our microphones and through the... I'm telling you, the man just ceases to marvel.
You've got Athletic Director Brian Corey and Superintendent Dr. Cheryl Atkinson down there to be part of the presentation.
Yes, the Admiral King football team of 1962 will be presenting a plaque to Athletic Director Brian Corey that will be on display in the Admiral King High School lobby area. And the players that are here are Ray Barrios. Oh, we're all set to go. On the 2nd and goal. And into the end zone go the Admirals.
The ball was loose. I think the ball came out.
The ball came out. And the Southview Saints recovered. And the Admirals are denied. The Southview Saints, for the 3rd time in this game, have caused the Admirals to cough up the ball, and each time the Saints managed to recover.
Julius Rollins had it and had it knocked away, and Nick Plumb, number 52, came out of the end zone holding the football, and what a big play for the Saints.
Unbelievable.
And that's why.
But great for the Saints.
That's why you play till the end, Ron.
Amen.
That was inches from the goal line, as we joked that had Harrison been taller, he'd have gone in. That's how close they were. That's why you play the next play. Good job by the Saints, who have continued to play through the next play all year.
Absolutely. And because the ball was recovered in the end zone, it brings the ball out to the 20-yard line. Saints have it 1st and 10 on their own 20. And right up the middle goes Lovett as he brings the ball 5 yards further to the 25, where it's going to be 2nd and 5.
And now the Saints go to that full backfield I formation inside of a minute here, just to try and make sure they don't have a mishandle and they can run out the clock.
Josh Bieber coming out on the field. We're down to 27 seconds, clock continuing to run. This may be the final play of the first half. The Admirals will get the kickoff to open up the second half. Lovett again, the ball carrier.
I think that'll just about finish things here, Ron.
As we wind down, 7, 6, 5, and the teams are heading for their respective locker rooms. And that brings the first half to an end with the score, Admiral King 6, Southview nothing. We'll be back.
Hi, Mr. President. My parents believe that eating meals together will make our country strong. Is this something that you did when you were a kid?
I did eat with my family so long as my mother wasn't cooking.
It's not good making fun of your mother, even if you are president, but it is good to have dinner with your kids. We know the more often children have dinner with their families, the less likely they are to smoke, drink, and use drugs. So simply having dinner together can help your children forever, even if you're not a great cook.
As time flows on, there are places we return to again and again. Precious places. Timeless places. Places that with your help can endure forever. I'm Paul Newman. Help the Nature Conservancy save the last great places around the world.
Now we'd like to introduce the 1962 Lorain Admiral King football team, which was inducted into the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame last spring. Representing the Lorain Admiral King team today are Ray Barrios, Tom Clinkscales, Cass Johnson, Bob Johnson, Joe Kozar, Bob Lamatz, Joe McFadden, Rick Paskey, Bill Poplar, Joe Radman, Don Resco, Larry Solomon, Dave Sajuric, Bob Tomaszewski. Coach Wayne Browning. The team is presenting a Hall of Fame plaque to Superintendent Dr. Atkinson and Athletic Director Brian Corey. The plaque commemorates the team's induction and will be displayed in the trophy case at Lorain Admiral King High School. Let's have a warm and thankful round of applause for the 1962 Hall of Fame Lorain Admiral King football team.
I'm Bob Costas, and I've been broadcasting sports for a long time. Much of what I do is ad-libbed, but still one of the most important aspects of my job is being able to write. Narrations, essays, commentaries. It's essential to express those thoughts and concepts clearly and concisely. Good writing is essential for almost any career. And with today's advanced technology, the National Commission on Writing reports that the need to write well has never been more important. Writing is everybody's business.
And now, the junior cheerleaders from that Southview High School mini cheerleading camp.
It's a sound we take for granted. Life seems so simple as a child, yet 500,000 children in Ohio have vision problems. Problems that, if not detected early, can lead to loss of sight and difficulty learning. Simple activities like riding a bike can become dangerous. When you register your vehicle or renew your license plates, add a $1 donation to the Save Our Sight Fund and help save the sight of Ohio's children. For more information, call 1-800-755-GROW.
Thanks for giving to Save Our Sight.
No, Katie won't be at ballet. She's sick today. No, Katie won't be at ballet. She's sick today. No, Katie won't be at ballet. She's sick today.
When your child gets sick with the usual illnesses an unusual number of times, look for a pattern.
She's sick today.
It could be an immune deficiency called PI. Get the warning signs.
Time now for the halftime band show. First off, the Admiral King Varsity Marching Band, followed by the Southview High School Varsity Marching Band, and brought to you by the Palace Theater, 6th and Broadway in downtown Lorain. The movie coming up Friday, November 2nd, Saturday, November 3rd, and Sunday, November 4th, beginning at 7 p.m., is Underdog, rated PG for rude humor, mild language, and action. Running time, 81 minutes. There's no need to fear. Underdog is here. And then on Friday, November 16th, Saturday the 17th, and Sunday, November 18th at 7 p.m., The movie is Mr. Bean's Holiday, and that one is rated G. Admission is just $3 per person on the biggest screen in Lorain County with the best sound system. That's the Palace Theater.
Hi, I'm Brian McKnight. There have never been more ways to get involved in music, or more reasons to do it. I'm not talking about just listening to it. I mean creating music of your own. Making music is a workout for your brain. Kids who make music do better in school and get along better with each other. And recent studies have even proven that music making has significant health and social benefits for all ages. So go ahead, get involved.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your 2007 United States Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Terrence Atkinson. This is the band representing Mr. Matthew Goodrich, Sheldon Ball. Major advisor is Kelly Kaplinski. The band is led on the field by Senior Drum Major Felix Bermudez, along with Senior Major Delina Silva. tonight's show with our annual season with a song made famous by Rihanna, but arranged by our very own and talented Mr. Cinder. We present the Pride of the Saints marching band taking control of the wheel as they play their rendition of Shut Up and Drive.
There you have the halftime show presented by the Palace Theater, 6th and Broadway, downtown Lorain. Remember, the first weekend in November, the movie is Underdog, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 7 p.m. And the weekend of November 16th, 17th, and 18th, the movie is Mr. Bean's Holiday. The Lorain Golden Crescent Chorus presents Reminisce on Saturday, November 10th at 2 p.m. and at 7:30 p.m. This year is the 50th anniversary of the Music Man, and what better way to start the show than with their 15-man barbershop chorus and Avon Lake soloist Lorene Coughlin. The general admission for the 2 p.m. matinee is $10. Reserve seating for the 7:30 p.m. evening performance is $18 and $16. All tickets purchased before November 1st receive a $2 discount. And a final reminder, Santa Claus arrives at the Palace on Saturday, November 24th at 4 p.m. We'll be back with the start of the third quarter right after this timeout.
I get people involved in saving the environment. That's why I volunteer.
When I teach computer skills, I help kids succeed in school. That's why I volunteer.
I helped raise awareness about the hazards of tobacco use. That's why I volunteer, to make a difference.
If you know middle or high school students who make a difference by doing volunteer work, have them ask their school principals about applying for a Prudential Spirit of Community Award, or encourage them to call 1-888-450-9961.
Lorain School Employees Credit Union, 4459 Oberlin Avenue, Lorain. If you're an employee of the Lorain Board of Education or an employee's family member, you're eligible for the lowest rates, the best products, and the friendliest service in banking with Lorain School ECU. Speak with us about a membership today and start reaping the rewards of membership with Lorain School ECU. Phone 440-282-4600.
Some of the best people you'll ever meet are LCCC students.
We have great academics, dedicated professors, affordable tuition, and a university partnership.
The opportunities are endless. LCCC credits transfer and the UP has more than 30 programs right on campus.
I've got a job I love. LCCC helps make it a real future.
We need graduates who are prepared and ready to get ahead, so we turn to LCCC.
Real education gets real results.
There is a new bank in town, Mortgage Plus Bank. We offer conventional purchases and refinance loans, debt consolidation, home equity lines of credit, construction loans, commercial loans, and we even offer 100% to 125% loans. Hi, I'm Scotty Campan of Mortgage Plus Bank. If you have high credit card debt, if your monthly payment is just too high and you can't get ahead, please call us today, and we can save you $500 on your processing fee. I know we can help you.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Do you have an innie or an outie?
Innie all the way, dude.
I have an innie.
I got one.
Okay.
This is really nasty though.
Okay.
Would you guys rather eat like a maggot-filled pie or go to school completely naked?
Naked. Hey, you know what would be funny? I don't know. If someone like pierced their outie.
Looking for the right color, the right style, the right price for your floor coverings? Well, you can find them all at Ted's Floor Coverings, the only place you need to shop for affordable custom flooring. Whether you're looking for area rugs, carpeting, laminates, ceramic, or marble, you'll enjoy browsing through one of the largest showrooms in Northeast Ohio. Their talented staff will even help with your design questions. Ted's is proud to showcase the Kathy Ireland Shades of America collection. Shop at Ted's Floor Covering, 668 Broadway, downtown Lorain, a local company committed to our community. Ted Kalo, President.
Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help with 8 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Avon, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now its newest location at Park Avenue and Lovett Road in Amherst. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured.
Your lawnmower needs serviced. Your snowblower doesn't work. Your riding mower needs repaired. Who are you going to call? To avoid all this frustration and for no mower worries, call Mark Furman Mobile Mower Service at 315-0250. Mark Furman Mobile Mower Service makes good old-fashioned house calls. Most services done on-site at your home when it's convenient for you. He's been servicing the area's power equipment needs for over 30 years, servicing most makes, including Sears, MTD yard machines, Briggs & Stratton, and other major name brands. Remember, for no mower worries and for fast, experienced professional service, call Mark Furman Mobile Mower Service at 315-0250.
Welcome back to George Daniel Field. I'm Ron Baccalar. My partner is Jay Ferguson. And for the second half, we have a brand new cameraman, producer, director, and instant replay man. His name is Michael Q. Joe Bach had a previous engagement And he is off and running, so we welcome Michael into the technical booth here at George Daniel Field. The Admirals did win the toss of the coin, deferred to the second half, so they will receive and defend the south goal here in the third quarter. The Saints defending the north goal. And as soon as we get this kickoff underway and the return, Jay Ferguson has some first half statistics to present your way. Compliments of WEOL. And the kickoff is going to go out of bounds.
Right to Coach Todd Oval.
Yeah, right. Todd Oval on the reception.
No way to hide from that one.
So the Admirals will take it 1st and 10. The ball will be placed on their own 35-yard line.
First half statistics, if you looked at just the numbers, you'd say that this can't be a 6-0 game. Admiral King, 234 yards total offense. 27 carries for 214 on the ground. Anthony North and South Harrison had 9 carries for 78 yards. Tim Taylor, 9 carries for 75. Terrence Atkinson, 101 through the air, 20 yards, and that touchdown to Rolando Carter. But 5 penalties, 3 turnovers.
Atkinson hands it off to Taylor. Taylor could not get away from tacklers, and we're going to have a loss on the play.
Southview first half statistics, 63 yards total offense. 16 carries for 41 yards on the ground, 2 of 5 in the air for Blake Witherspoon, 29 yards. He was sacked 1 time. The Saints did not turn the ball over, had 1 penalty. So 234 to 63, but 6-0 is the big numbers, as we thank Jack Karowski of WEOL.
Loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11. The pitch coming back to Tim Taylor. Tim Taylor's got some running room, gets it up close to the 45-yard line, picking up about 10 yards on the play, so it will be 3rd down and 1.
Nice run there by Taylor. Again, the offensive line coming off the ball quickly and just giving him the room to get downfield before contact from a defender. The Admirals wanting to take control of this game, and the Saints, of course, wanting to maintain.
Julius Rollins, the ball carrier, picks up the 1st down for the Admirals, getting it up to the 46-yard line, 1st and 10.
Jacob Moran and Anthony Browning, a couple of the linebackers there, but again, that good push by the center of the line. Sheldon Ball, Dan Soto, Joe Hernandez.
Thinking about that situation where the Admirals had less than a yard for a possible touchdown, and Southview caused the Admirals to cough it up and recovered, bringing the ball to the Saints on their own 20. I've got a quote here from one of our famous college coaches that pretty much epitomizes what happened there. Tim Taylor, the ball carrier, gets the ball into Southview territory on the 49. It was Paul Dietzel of LSU who said, "You can learn more character on the 2-yard line than anything else in life." And in this case, you can learn more character, develop more character on a less than 1-yard line, and the Saints did that.
That was the big play in the game, but the Saints defense needs to toughen up here.
2nd down and 6 for the Admirals, and it is
south to north this
south
time.
To north. Here comes Harrison, 10-5, end zone touchdown, and there are no flags on the field.
And we'll take a look. We'll get a look at this one on our Credit Union replay here. But that's been what we have liked all year about Anthony Harrison, is his ability to just cut, get the shoulders square, parallel to the line of scrimmage, and just head up the field. And that is exactly what he did as he goes over 100 yards on the day. The play is a base play, and he breaks 2 tackles there. Willoughby bounced off, and then that was it. That was the safety that he shrugged off, and he went the last 40 yards untouched, Ron. They're going to go for 2.
And it's right up the middle. Chad Hall, who normally holds for Cameron Zatala, took the snap from center and went right in untouched.
We'll have to see if we can get a look at this one again, as we even fooled the scoreboard operator who put a 13 on the board, but
it should be 14.
That was the kicker and holder out there, and The holder, as you say, Chad Hall, the JV quarterback, stood up. All of a sudden, one of the Admirals went in motion. Southview not ready. Southview's still moving around, waiting for the holder to take a knee when he all of a sudden had the ball, was in the end zone before the Saints were ready to play. 14-0 now as the scoreboard is corrected.
9:45 remaining in the third quarter. The Admirals scoring quickly to open up this second half.
There were two coaches in opposite locker rooms around. One of them got exactly what he wanted, Coach Mark Campo. Let's go out and grab the ball and take it right down the field. And that's exactly what they did for Coach Campo, not for Coach Oval, not what he wanted to see.
All right, the drive took 5 plays, covered 65 yards, over 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And Harrison now with 127 yards rushing in this ball game. And he is a junior. Coach Nesbitt for the Admirals, one of the coordinators up in the press box, getting just a little excited if you were hearing a loud voice in the background.
I think he thought the Admirals only had 10 men on the field for the kickoff. I counted 11, but there was one real close to the sideline, so I'm not sure if he was part of the play or not.
But the kickoff went out of bounds, and the Saints will take over 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line.
The offense has got to make something happen for Coach Allville here. They can't, Southview's not going to put up a lot of points. It's just not the way they play the game. So they can't afford to get any farther behind.
First and 10, Saints. Witherspoon hands it off. A little slippage there at the line of scrimmage. Bruce Lovett, the ball carrier.
Darius Smith, 48. Chris Kimbro, Najerron Clipper, Dale Linder. Lots of the middle of that Admirals defense right there.
Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9.
Again, Southview's got to figure out a way to get their playmakers out in space. They've got everybody within 7 yards of the ball right now.
Witherspoon again handing off in the backfield to Lovett. Lovett breaking away from tacklers, gets across the 40-yard line to about the 42-yard line, let's say. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 3.
That was Rolando Carter. Blake Jamerson was in there, as well as Darius Smith for the Admirals.
Gain of 6 yards by Lovett. It was Bear Bryant from Alabama when he coached who said, "I make my practices real hard because if a player is a quitter, I want him to quit in practice, not in a game." And I think that's the philosophy that these coaches are taking now with the Saints on the part of Oval and Campo on the part of Admiral King. And we see players who want to play.
Oh, he had a man.
On the far side, open was Anthony Browning. The pass was just a bit too high for Browning.
If we can get a look at this on the replay, Ron, this is one of the few times that Witherspoon has had a chance to look downfield and find a receiver. And the play started out with some confusion as they had 2 men in motion, but they got reset and the official didn't call anything. Technical difficulties, will just get right to the punt formation, Ron.
All right, Zeno in Cherokee standing back on his 27, puts the foot to the ball on the 30, and the ball landed on the 30-yard line of the Admirals and then took an Admiral King bounce backwards.
If I could hit a wedge like that, I'd still play golf.
You know, when you say golf, the amazing thing is I have been retired from the classroom now 10 years, and the last time I swung a golf club on a golf course was the spring of the year I retired. Wow. And you would think, being retired, you'd have plenty of time to golf. Oh, well, Lord willing, one of these days.
Full house eye for the Admirals now.
And the give is to Taylor, and he is hit in the backfield.
Somebody with a big hit there. Let's see if we can get that number. That was number 76, Jose Martinez.
Also back there was Michael Wilson.
Jose Martinez, the nose tackle, and the homecoming king.
Yes.
And But Taylor did manage to get back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Now there's some confusion here, Ron. I think the Admirals are going to have to make sure that they've got the right personnel.
And the Admirals do call a timeout, and on that last play, again, Jay, I have to be reminded of something that Bowden Wyatt of Tennessee said. My advice to a defensive player, take the shortest route to the ball and arrive in a bad humor.
Mr. Martinez just did that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
No doubt about that.
Hey, are you employed by or retired from the Lorain City Schools? If the answer is yes, then pay close attention to the following. Red zone, end zone, O zone. Got you confused? Well, you can make your next play a touchdown with a certificate of deposit at the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. They pay the highest rates in town, and they will match or beat the competition. Their playbook has 15 different CD rates to choose from. So listen, you score every time when you call or visit Lorain School Employees Credit Union. Give them a call at 282-4600, 282-4600, or stop by the office at 4459 Oberlin Avenue in the Concord Station here in Lorain. Tim Taylor, the ball carrier, breaks loose, picks up a first down for the Admirals, and out of bounds on about the 46-yard line.
We'll take a look at this replay. This is the play that they ran in the first half. We remarked at how difficult it was. Taylor in motion cuts back from where he came, did a nice job getting square up the field in good yards. Chris Kimbro, the wide receiver on that side, with a nice block to help spring him. And the Admirals offense is taking control, as they've been in control all night, Ron, but they've left the ball on the carpet a couple of times too many.
Atkinson under center. Kimbro in motion. The handoff is to north-south Harrison. Another first down for the Admirals. As the ball goes into Southview territory, they'll spot the ball just over the 40-yard line.
Well, Mr. Harrison, that's just exactly what he does. He's up near 140 yards on the afternoon, Ron, and he's been very impressive since he's gotten more of a chance to carry the ball. The Admirals have not missed a beat in the offensive backfield with the injury to Cameron Bryant. And a lot of credit to those big guys up front as well.
Kimbro in motion, gets the pitch from Atkinson, far side, 40, 35, still on his feet, 30, 25, 20, finally pulled down from behind, inside the 20-yard line. Another first down for the Admirals.
Ron, as I watched that play, you were talking about Kimbro running, and I was looking behind the play because the whole first half when we had a play like that, there was a flag that came in from the backside. No flags that time, and nice run by Kimbro here, as we'll see on the School Employees Credit Union replay. It's just the toss play they've run out of motion. Harrison is the lead blocker, as we haven't seen Rollins this half.
Nice block there by Harrison. 1st and 10 for the Admirals. Again, Kimbro in motion, gets the pitch from Atkinson. Kimbro out of bounds, picks up good yardage on the far side.
That time Rollins was the lead blocker, so he's back in there. The Admirals are just gouging out large chunks of yardage here, Ron.
Ball is on the 8-yard line. It's 2nd down and about 2, a short 2 at best.
And the last 3 plays have netted them about 60 yards. You almost figure whatever button they push here is going to work, as they seem to be firing on all cylinders.
Taylor in motion, gets the handoff, takes the ball into the end zone, touchdown.
Good leg drive by Tim Taylor, as the contact there came from Robert Willoughby at about the 3, but Taylor was able to drag him into the end zone.
With 5:48 remaining in the third quarter, the Admirals put their 3rd touchdown on the board. Chad Hall will come out to hold. He'll take the long snap from Matt Toth.
We'll see if he holds, Ron.
And Cameron Zatala will attempt the extra point. I think this time they will attempt the extra point. It is in the air, and it is good. So with 5:48 remaining third quarter, it is Admiral King 21, Southview nothing. A reminder that the Lorain Southview High School Marching Band will have its end-of-season concert on Tuesday, October 30th at 7 p.m. in the Lorain Southview High School Auditorium. It will feature not only the pride of the Saints Marching Band, but also performances by the Southview Flag Corps, the Southview Majorettes, with special guests, the Southview Cheerleaders. That is Tuesday, October 30th. So we certainly hope you'll get over there and support these fine, outstanding students who put in that extra effort above and beyond.
Well, for the Saints, it's the same old song that they've been hearing as they come out in the second half and come out flat and give up a couple of quick touchdowns. The Admirals, on the other hand, had all kinds of trouble coming out last week after a 21-0 lead at the half over Bedford. And they gave up 21 quick points to the Bearcats.
Real quick.
They come out this week out of the locker room, and the first two times they touch the ball, they go 65 yards, then 67 yards.
And on that last touchdown drive, it took 6 plays, took 2 minutes and 21 seconds, covering 67 yards. Taylor and Harrison now each over 100 yards rushing in this game.
And the Admirals have that one.
Oh, my. When it rains, it pours.
The Admirals have that one, and I believe
Matt Toth?
No, I think it was Michael Taylor.
Michael Taylor? Okay.
They were both down there. The same squib kick that they've executed the entire game. As we look at the replay here, the kick goes right toward Bieber. Footballs don't bounce straight. He lost it, bounced away from him. Maybe it was Matt Toth.
Because he seemed to be the most exuberant.
It was Toth. Wilson was the second man in, but credit Matt Toth, the long snapper, the safety, the backup quarterback. Done a little bit of everything this year for the Admirals.
Well, the Admirals now on the Saints' 28-yard line. And it's a pass into the hands of Rolando Carter to the 15, the 10, and knocked out of bounds at about the 6-yard line, just over the 5, probably closer to the 5 than the 6, and that's going to give the Admirals a first and goal.
And we'll get another look at this one. This is just a little 3-step, maybe not even drop, and Atkinson had all kinds of time. He looks, he cocks, he looks again, and Rolando's out there rumbling free in the secondary, and he's a load once he gets going. It's all working right for the Admirals now. The Saints need to make a play, but in the first half they responded in this situation.
And it's north-south Harrison getting the handoff, taking the ball into the end zone, touchdown.
Yep. Anthony Harrison on the handoff, gets it going straight ahead and gets behind Dan Soto and Sheldon Ball and Anthony Edwards over there on that right side. It was Edwards that kind of caved in the pile there with his down block, and nobody touched north-south until he was as far north as he needed to go.
Chad Hall holding, Satala kicking, and it is good once again.
Wow, Ron.
5:18 remaining in the third quarter. It is now Admiral King 28, Southview nothing.
Jack Karowski's going to run out of Post-it notes telling us about these scoring drives. That's 3 in 6 minutes and 42 seconds for the Admirals. And in that time, I believe the Saints have run 3 plays and a punt.
Kind of like what you were indicating when they played Bedford. It took Bedford, what, about 6 minutes to score 3 touchdowns last week?
Yep. And it's all come apart right now for the Saints, and you just hope for their sake that they can get it back together here and reach down, and the pride of the Saints can respond and they can finish this game out competitively.
Cameron Zatala setting the ball on the 40-yard line for the kickoff.
If you're not going to throw it very much, Ron, I think that Atkinson is 2 for 2 now, 42 yards and 2 passes to Rolando Carter, 1 for a touchdown and 1 set up a touchdown.
Another squibbler, this time grabbed by Josh Bieber. Bieber breaks away from tacklers, gets the ball up to the 44-yard line. Good return this time by Josh Bieber.
The kicker, Cameron Satala, number 17, and Tommy Sigmund, number 5, on the tackle. This is very good field position for the Saints here.
I just now realized they did, in fact, turn the lights on.
Yep. And it's a good thing.
It's now 20 minutes to the hour of 6 p.m. Handoff goes to Lovett. He is met right at the 45-yard line, gets across the 45.
Najerron Clipper, first Admiral on the scene. He was joined by Darius Smith of the Admiral, number 48.
Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9. The last touchdown by the Admirals took 36 seconds, 2 plays covering 27 yards. Harrison now with 138 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game.
And Saints back to the eye and they shift out of it. See if they run left.
Witherspoon looking to pass, lets the ball go. It looks like it might have been complete.
That was, I think Clipper knocked it away there for the Admirals.
Then.
Couldn't see who it was intended for. Michael Castillio, I think. Number 30.
That brings up a 3rd and 9.
Again, Ron, this is the 6th quarterback to take a snap this year for the Admirals. So
for the Saints.
For the Saints, rather. It's very difficult to develop any kind of continuity in the passing game. And they didn't put back Blake Witherspoon back there because he was a strong-armed quarterback. They put him back there because he was an athlete and he could make plays.
Witherspoon under center. Going back, looking to pass. Still looking. Now he's going to run with the ball. Knocked out of bounds on the far side. That'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation for the Saints if they opt to punt.
Michael Taylor knocked him out of bounds there at the 47. The body language of the Saints right now does not look good, Ron. The frustration of the whole year, the frustration of coming out of the second half here and starting out this way against your crosstown rival. It's something they've got to work to overcome here.
Zeno in Cherokee, back to punt, standing on his own 35-yard line.
Ricky Earl, one of the upbacks, they ran a fake out of this formation last week.
Low snap picked up by in Cherokee, gets a good punt away, takes a Southview bounce, and it will be downed inside the 10-yard line. I was mentioning earlier, Jay, about how Todd Alville indicated that of the various teams they've played this season, 4 of them are either in the playoffs, almost in the playoffs, depending on what happens today, or came pretty doggone close to getting into the playoffs. He indicated to me, too, that after next season, when these 2-year contracts have been completed, he wants sole possession of picking the opponents the Southview Saints will play.
That's still the athletic director's job. Hey, Ron, it's raining, just for fun.
Just for fun, it's raining?
And it's raining in Fremont and at Elyria Catholic for sure, because those are 2 of the teams whose playoffs hopes at least somewhat hinged on the Saints.
This is one of those very unusual times of the day when it's not light enough to really see what's going on the field and not dark enough for the lights to have an effect.
Right, and now factor in the fact that it's really raining. Taylor had that last carry as the Admirals came out in the eye, and that's where they're at again. I can't see. That's the power eye to the right. Rollins in front of Taylor.
Pickup of 2 yards, 2nd down and 8. Taylor, the ball carrier, and he's going to be upended just shy of the 15-yard line.
Ricky Shaver on that tackle. That
gain of 3 yards, so it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
The rain went from 0 to 60 in a big hurry, Ron.
Real fast.
It is really coming down now. I don't think
it's a soft rain, though. It seems
it
like
is, if that makes sense. But I know what you mean. But looking at the light standards, it's really not that the Admirals are looking to put the ball in the air here.
Keep it on the ground, eat up the clock.
There's
Harrison gets the pitch. Harrison with the ball up to about the 19-yard line, just shy of the 20. I don't believe it's going to be enough for a first down. That'll bring up a fourth. And this may be the Admirals' first punt.
Well, it will be the first time they've lined up in punt formation, I believe, although Mr. Atkinson is over talking to Coach Campo, and he might come back. Last time we saw the Admirals, we saw them line up in this situation and try to draw a team off sides. I've got to believe that that's what they may be going to do here.
And what would be the worst-case scenario? They don't make the first down. Southview gets the ball, and the Admiral King defense will have to rise to the occasion. It's a straight-ahead power play by the quarterback, and he gets the first down. Atkinson gets it out to about the 21, 22-yard line.
I'm a little bit surprised that they snapped the ball there, Ron, quite honestly.
Well, that's called, I guess, believing in yourself that you can get the job done.
Yep. And they maintain possession deep in their own territory here.
1st and 10 on their own 22 with 1:45. Clock is running, remaining in the third quarter. The Admirals on top, 28-0. Tim Taylor in motion.
Harrison.
It's Harrison. Anthony Harrison to the 50 and finally into Southview territory before being tackled on the far side.
Anthony
Well,
Harris.
they're going to say he was dropped right on the 50-yard line.
Got about 26 there. That puts him up close over 160 on the day, Ron. And the Saints, the enthusiasm that they brought out of the locker room is just about gone here as they look very demoralized after that sneak. And the Admirals have it all working. They're holding on to the ball this half. That's the difference in this half and the last.
Tim Taylor, the ball carrier, inside Southview territory across the 45-yard line.
This is, if we can get a look at this replay here, and we're going to get a chance to see what a lead blocker's job is, because we're going to see Taylor take the pitch. Julius Rollins is hobbling off. He's got a bad ankle that we can see is heavily taped. He's down. Will give us a chance to look.
The officials have stopped the clock. Here's the instant replay.
And you'll see Taylor comes in motion. Rollins is the lead blocker. Watch, Taylor's going to put his hand on Julius's back and say, "Go, big guy." As long as I'm behind you, they can't get to me.
Garrison now with 170 yards.
No question that is a career high for the junior. As we said in the opener and remarked on earlier, this game has playoff implications, and of course they will all be resolved by the time it's over. But Fremont Ross, up to the minute, is 9th in Division I, Region 2, and if Southview were to win this game, they could tie Canton Glen Oak and I believe go on basis of a better regular season record. They're going to try and keep the ball a little drier now. And
we're under 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter as the clock gets winding down. The handoff right up the middle to Harrison. Harrison up to about the 37-yard line. Gets the first down for the Admirals.
And another 7 yards there. As Mr. Harrison continues to pile up the yardage. Puts him over 100 yards in the quarter, Ron.
Wow.
Now it looks like the rain has stopped.
Yes, it has.
Wow.
You're absolutely right. It's to Kimbro. Kimbro gets the first down across the 30 up to about the 26-yard line.
And we're under 20 seconds to go in the quarter. When they spot the ball, the Admirals will have the option of letting it run out. And there's the signal to start the clock as referee Bob Walton would be more than happy to end the quarter on that play.
And I believe that's exactly what they're going to do. take the ball down to the south end of the field. The third quarter coming to an end with the score. Well, they stopped the clock. Now they got it going. At the end of the third quarter, the score is Admiral King 28, Southview nothing. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Freedom to think for yourself.
To disagree with the government.
Freedom to be equal.
To be different.
Freedom to raise a family.
To marry the man I love.
The freedom to worship the God of my choice.
To live with dignity.
The freedom to be me.
To be whatever I want to be.
Defending freedom for over 200 years.
You might take meth because of how it feels. But this is how it feels to your heart. The only difference is you can't rebuild a heart.
For the people in our armed forces, it's a time of sacrifice, a time of duty. That's why we've joined together to form the Armed Forces Relief Trust to help military families cope with financial and medical emergencies at home. The 4 military aid societies gave millions last year to cover unexpected medical expenses, child care, and more. But with so many overseas, the need is greater than ever. They're serving us. Let's serve them in return.
All right, back here at George Daniel Field, fourth and final quarter getting underway. Ron Bacalar along with Jay Ferguson, our cameraman, producer, director, and instant replay man, Michael Q, and Tim Taylor is the ball carrier. Taylor gets the ball inside the 20-yard line. They'll spot it on about the 17, where it's going to be second down and 3 for the Admirals, a pickup of 7 yards.
The toolman's got to be over 100 yards for the ball game now, as well as the Admirals just took that third quarter and made it their own, around 22 straight points coming out of the locker room. What was a 6-0 game is now turned into a bit of a laugher.
Well, back in the early part of the third quarter, Taylor already had 100 yards.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah. Taylor and Harrison each with over 100 yards.
And there he goes again.
And the ball is just over the 10-yard line.
The officials.
So it's not going to be a first and goal, but a first and 10.
The officials have figured it out now. That clock is getting wound pretty quick after each first down.
Atkinson pitches to Taylor. Taylor coming near side. He's to the 5 and
hit.
Knocked out of bounds on about the 2-yard line.
Nice hit. We'll see if we can get a look at this on the replay. This is Nick Gerace, and this is how you come out up to meet a ball carrier. And this is about character, because it's 28-0, Ron. It's cold, it's wet, it's 28-0, and you're 0-9. And this is how you develop character in high school athletics right here. Nick Gerace is playing this like it's the last play of the Super Bowl and comes up and knocks him out of bounds.
Well, like Duffy Daugherty of Michigan State once said, football is not a contact sport, it is a collision sport. Dancing is a contact sport. Taylor in motion. Taylor gets the handoff. Taylor bounces into the end zone, touchdown.
That was Taylor's drive right there. He did most of the work. And that puts the reason that he did most of that work is that puts him over the 1,000-yard mark for the season, as we were told right there by the Admiral King coaching staff. So a little bit of an individual honor right there for Tim Taylor.
Well, Taylor coming into the ball game had 121 carries for 851 yards, averaging 7 yards per carry. And in this game, and we have a flag, as the attempt for the extra point is good, but there was a legal procedure against the Admirals.
Traveling, no.
So they'll bring it back 5 and attempt the extra point again, this time from the 8-yard line. Well, the ball will be on the 8.
Puts the placement out at the 15 and 25-yard extra point when they...
Well, he had a 30-yard field goal last week in overtime against Bedford.
And again, you know, when you get a field goal, you got to credit the kicker, but Matt Toth, the long snapper, and Chad Hall, the holder, are big parts of that.
It is up, and it is wide to the left, just missing. So the extra point attempt failing with 10 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the ball game. It's Admiral King 34, Southview nothing.
Well, Ron, this one has probably been decided, but in these next 10 minutes and 44 seconds, one thing that I know is that Coach Todd Auvill and his coaching staff are going to be coaching this one right down to the buzzer, and they're going to be looking to give, you know, for something that they can hang their hats on at the end of this season, and for something positive for these seniors to remember. Obviously, the disappointment of the outcome. That was a big drive there.
All right, the Admiral King drive covering 90 yards, 12 plays, taking 5 minutes, 22 seconds. Taylor with 155 yards thus far in the game, putting him over 1,000 for the season, and 2 touchdowns here this evening.
This has been a weapon for the Admirals right here. This squib kick that they have used every time. The Saints have had only 1 kickoff return on the day and actually lost 1. There it is again.
And there it is, right to Josh Bieber, picks it up and falls on it.
And they're on the 32, but which is decent field position, but they have no chance to get any farther. Let's see who comes out for the Saints. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see some changes. I saw Vince Gerace in the lineup at a tight end. He started the season as the quarterback. Witherspoon is still back there, though. Nice hit.
Lovett, the ball carrier.
That's our cameraman, Ron, if we can get a replay here. Thursday afternoon for the JV game, number 1 was working the camera. Right here, number 1 is working the ball carrier as Blake Jamerson comes over and introduces himself to Bruce Lovett.
Boom. Hello.
Boom. But 5-yard gain on first down. And that's what we've said all day. If the Saints can make yardage on first down, then their offense can manage the possession. It's when they have long yards that they're in trouble.
Witherspoon looking to pass on the 2nd and 5, lets the ball go, and it is intercepted. Grabbing the ball for the Admirals, Mike Daniels.
The homecoming king for the Admirals, I believe, right? So we've called both of the Kings. Mike Daniels made just a real nice break on this ball. Witherspoon, inexperience shows here, and all the receivers are to the right, so naturally his focus is to the right. As he winds up, Daniels just makes a great break on the ball. There was a big traffic jam around the intended receiver, and Daniels brings it back inside the 35, Ron.
Tackled by Jeremy Silva. 1st and 10 for the Admirals on the Southview 33-yard line. In motion is Taylor. The give right up the middle.
That's Harrison.
To Harrison. Harrison gets inside the 30. Picks up about 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. We're down to 9 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the ball game. Admiral King on top, 34-0.
And for a lot of these kids on both sides of the ball, Ron, this will be the last time some of these seniors step on a football field.
That's right.
And I would not be surprised to see both coaches start to make sure that all the seniors get in and get a chance to get off.
Harrison gets the pitch far side, and he's going to be dropped before hitting the 25-yard line. He'll be short of the first down.
Well, the last possession belonged to Tim Taylor. This is the Anthony Harrison possession.
Gain of 3, 3rd down and 4.
There's Harrison, and again, he just turns it up. The contact is being made past the line of scrimmage.
Taylor in motion, gets the pitch from Atkinson. Taylor picks up the first down for the Admirals.
Big Anthony Edwards, the tackle on the left side, just blocked somebody almost to the track. He does get a push. He is a handful. We were laughing Thursday about why the coach makes the quarterback run over to the sidelines to get the play every time. But the Admiral's pretty close to the sideline, so it takes no time for Atkinson.
Taylor on the draw play. Tackled by number 44 for the Saints, that being Aaron Serrano.
That play looked real good from the outset there. Taylor made a nice cut back against it, and Serrano may have made a touchdown-saving tackle as we look at the School Employees Credit Union replay. Taylor plants, comes back, the backside line pulls. Again, that's Edwards and Ball. Anthony Harrison with a block there too.
Pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7. Right up the middle. The Admirals getting up to about the 12-yard line. Harrison, Anthony Harrison, the ball carrier.
He's up near 190 yards, Ron.
Picks up 6 yards, 6 of the 7. 3rd down and 1. Well, we certainly hope you enjoyed that halftime presentation by the 1962 Admiral King football team. That was a team that really brought back great memories for this particular individual. Here comes Kimbro. There he goes, end zone touchdown.
And as we get a look at this on the replay, and Chris Kimbro gets in the end zone, Blake Jamerson ought to get half of these points for the block that he throws outside. He is the wide receiver to the right. He is outside of our screen. Kimbro takes the pitch. I don't know if we'll see the block. There's the end of it.
Oh, he flattened that.
That's one that
Southview player.
That's one that the coaches will run back a couple of times if and when they watch the video. Nice job, and Chris Kimbro gets on the board.
With 6 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the game, it's Admiral King 40, Southview nothing, and the attempt now for the extra point. Matt Toth, long snapper, Chad Hall holding, Zatala kicking, and this one is good. 41-0 is our score. And as I was saying before the Admirals so rudely interrupted me with that touchdown.
The current Admirals.
Yeah, the current Admirals. I was just a young whippersnapper back then. I started my teaching career at Admiral King when it opened in '61, and this was the '62 team, so I was in my second year. And I'll tell you, as they started piling up those wins, Thursday nights I couldn't sleep. Fridays I couldn't teach. I paced the hallway on the second floor. I mean, I was just a bundle of nerves. And the people that were on hand today, Ray Barrios, Tom Klingscales. I had Tom as a student. Cash Johnson, Bob Johnson, good old Joe Kozar. Had him as a student. He was an outstanding tailback. Bob Lamitz, Joe McFadden, Rick Paskey, Bill Poplar, Joe Radman, Don Resco, Larry Solomon, Dave Garrick, Bob Tomaszewski of WEOL, and also TV20, WLCS. Coach Wayne Browning. I mean, it was just so great to see, and they're old guys now.
Well, you know,
Jay?
Ron, you know what? I was just a young guy back then. My dad was on that staff with you, and what I remember, there's a kickoff that's going to be caught and returned.
Josh Bieber, he has been the man so far for the Southview Saints, getting those kickoffs that did not go out of bounds. This time, Bieber only able to get it to the 25 as he kind of backpedaled on it.
What I remember about football at George Daniel in the 60s was if you wanted a seat between the 40s, you better buy a season ticket because they were all reserved seats. And the games didn't start until 8 o'clock, and this place was rocking.
Yes.
And that team was undefeated 9-0 till the last game of the season with Sandusky, I believe.
And that game was played at Strobel Field in a monsoon. I mean, it poured, and it was Joe Kozar versus Stu Williams. And Stu did get the better of the deal.
This is Ricky Earl, number 14, the JV quarterback on Thursday as he gets a chance to run the Saints.
On that last touchdown, the Admiral King drive covering 3 minutes and 24 seconds, 6 plays, 33 yards. Kimbro now with 70 yards in the game and 1 touchdown. Pickup of 5 yards for the Saints, 2nd down and 5.
This is an athlete as well. This is
Ricky Earl.
The Saints coaching staff decided about 3 weeks ago that this was going to be the athlete that was going to be the quarterback of the future as they tried to go to a West Virginia spread type look. And Ricky Earl, Brian Corey, and I've mentioned this before, Brian Corey thinks that Ricky Earl is a state track champion in the sprints before he gets out of high school. He's got that kind of speed.
Ball is on the 31-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 for the Saints.
Earl's got 14 jersey and a 25 helmet, Ron.
Well, Ricky Earl is not going to be able to pick up that 1st down. In fact, he's going to lose some yardage, and that'll bring up a 4th and a punting situation for the Saints.
Ryan Garrison in on that tackle for the Admirals. And the Saints punt team, and they have just had nothing offensively in this second half. I don't believe they've run 10 plays yet.
And you know, it ironically looks so promising for the Saints early on in this ball game.
They took the opening kickoff down to a 1st and goal, and even at 6-0, they recovered what looked to be a King touchdown in the end zone, and you had to feel that they felt good about themselves going into the half. But the Admirals' offense came out and just took control, Ron.
The punt taking of Southview bounce is downed on the 36-yard line. The Admirals take over 1st and 10 on their own 36. And I'm sure we're going to have a plethora of substitutions for the Admirals.
Good luck with the names. It's a timeout for the Admirals just to make sure they have 11.
All right, with timeout on the field, I want to remind all you veterans out there, the Southview High School will be honoring all who served. The Southview High School Army Junior ROTC will have an assembly to honor the veterans on Wednesday, November 7th at 10 a.m. in the high school auditorium. In fact, there will be a continental breakfast at 9 o'clock, so veterans show up at 9, have some fellowship, have some coffee, juice, donuts, and then the assembly to honor you beginning at 10. In addition, there will be a similar program at Whittier Middle School at 3201 Seneca Avenue on the 8th of November beginning at 9 a.m. Then at Irving School, 1110 4th Street, Lorain, on the 8th of November at 1 p.m. There will be one at Larkmore School, 1201 Nebraska Avenue, on the 9th of November at 8:30 in the morning. And then outside of the Lorain City Schools at the Fireland Elementary on Vermilion Road in Oberlin on November 9th at 2:15 p.m. and at Black River Landing here in Lorain on the 11th of November at 11 a.m. The Southview Army JROTC Color Guard will present the colors for all of the events we just mentioned, and they will follow with the Honor Guard POW-MIA ceremony in Southview and Irving Schools. So if you want to see that spectacular performance, come to either Southview on the 7th or to Irving.
That's Jamerson, and he is
gone. He is off. No, he is brought down from behind.
Little hitch in his skid
The Saints did not give up.
Shashawn Morales, I believe, and Blake Jamerson is going to hear about that one. And the time that he was all alone, and they'll be teasing Blake tonight on this one because he just gets the ball and the Jets go. Here's the pitch from Chad Hall, the backup quarterback, and all of a sudden, right there, it looks like he's gone. And the only Saint with a chance, and then Blake tripped up a little bit there. Looked like he tripped over about the 25-yard line. Jashawn Morales ran him down.
1st and 10 for the Admirals, the ball just over the 10-yard line. And our quarterback for the Admirals is Chad Hall, the sophomore placeholder. The ball carrier for the Admirals now, Theo Smith.
Theo was the feature back Thursday for the Admirals JVs. Did a very nice job.
And a loss on the play, loss of about 4 yards, the ball back on the 14-yard line.
Both teams are trying to make sure that their seniors get on the field here. I see number 79, Robert Landers, on the field for Southview. Dominic Figueroa was out there a minute ago. Calvin Wyndham, number 11. Just going to try and mention some of these guys finishing their last football season, Ron.
Anthony Gaston for the Admirals, split wide to the near side. The Admirals getting the ball inside the 10-yard line.
That was Caleb Bondin, a sophomore running back for the Admirals. Greg Curry, number 1, a senior coming out for Southview. Let's see some of the other seniors that the Saints have. Jeremy Silva, Blake Witherspoon, of course, Willoughby, Vince Gerace, Rick Shawver. You know, the one guy I want to make sure we mention, Baron Bartlebaugh, who had such a good year last year and then ripped up his knee about halfway through his senior season. What a disappointment.
Chad Hall, the quarterback, takes the snap, looking to pass. Into the far corner, it's caught, and it's a touchdown into the hands of Anthony Gaston, the 5'10", 175-pound junior. So the Admirals put 6 more on the board with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in the ball game. It is Admiral King 47, Southview nothing, and a chance to make it 48 on the extra point attempt.
Well, that's something I didn't think I would see there, Ron, was
and
the football.
To be honest with you, neither did I.
And I looked down at the Admiral King coaches, and they said, don't look at us, we didn't call it. So the enthusiasm of youth, that one might have been called right there on the field.
And how do you tell a group of youngsters coming off the bench for the first time in the ball game don't score?
Well, I've been on both sides of these as a coach, you know, in basketball. And you know, you have to coach your team, and you have to, you know, those are the guys you get on the bus with and ride home, and you have to coach the next day. So, you know, that's your first loyalty, and those guys are out there practicing and busting their butts for you all year.
Absolutely.
So, I'm sure that was the exuberance of youth, as that might have been something that they saw on the field, and a little eye contact there between Mr. Hall and Mr. Gaston.
And with timeout on the field, a reminder that crafters are needed for the Notable Crafts Holiday Craft Show to be held at Southview High School on December 1st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is being put on by the Southview Band and Orchestra Boosters, and they invite you to participate in their second annual Holiday Craft Show. Give them a call if you want a contract to be mailed to you. Call 277-4363. That's 277-4363, and the sneak play for the 2 extra points did not materialize.
I wonder what the over and under is here, Ron. I'm a little disappointed. So, but the 47-0, the outcome has been decided. The trick play on the extra point there, I guess if you practice them, you want to try and run them maybe, but
yeah. And I just noticed.
And Cameron Zatala, I believe, is a senior as well. They may have been trying to get him into the end zone there.
The Admiral King coach is up here just pointing out again, not only to us, but now to WEOL, that that pass from Hall into the end zone and into the hands of Anthony Gaston was not something that was dictated from up here.
100 seconds to go in the 2007 football season, Ron. And lots of different people out there right now. Najerron Clipper is going to kick off.
When you were talking earlier about that tackle that Jamerson made, it was Newt Rockney of Notre Dame who said it isn't necessary to see a good tackle, you can hear it.
And you know what? That was a tackle that you could hear even with the windows in up here. Saints better get somebody on that or they're going to.
And it's Josh Bieber still bouncing. He couldn't handle it, but I do believe the Saints did manage to.
The Saints haven't figured that one out yet today, the short kick.
Saints do have it, so they'll get the ball with 1 minute and 36 seconds remaining.
That was Jose Martinez, number 76, that ended up with the football, handed it to the official.
And it was John McKay of University of Southern California who said we didn't tackle well today, but we made up for it by not blocking. So they must have had a bad day.
John McKay was one of the funniest people ever involved in athletics.
And after their loss to Notre Dame by a 51-0 score, his post-game message to his team, and I quote, "All those who need showers, take them." End of quote.
Adrian Marcial was the ball carrier there for this. Nope, maybe it wasn't Adrian. Maybe it was number 11, Calvin Wyndham, carrying the ball. My favorite, John. I lost my train of thought now. What was the John McKay story? Was when he was a coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and they were 0-20, whatever that was, and at a press conference, somebody said, "Coach, what do you think about your team's execution?" And he said, "I think it'd be a good idea."
2nd and 5 for the Saints, and the handoff. The ball carrier nailed in the backfield for a loss. And we're down to 50 seconds now.
Number 50 for the Admirals, Joe Charlton, was one of the first ones on the scene, along with, I got the wrong roster.
Number 5 is Tom Sigmund as we try to identify some of these players. Number 28 is Miles Jones.
He'll be back.
Number 84 for the Admirals, Eugene Mercado, a junior. Number 4 is A.J. Atkinson, the younger brother of Terry.
There's Wyndham, and he got a little bit of a crease and a first down. You know, Ron, one thing for sure is that in years to come, this team might not get inducted into the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame like the 62 Admirals, but these guys are going to be able to say, we were the senior class that turned around Admiral King football. As 20 years without a winning season, they go 5-5, 6-4 for these last 2 years. And the clock will mercifully run out here.
And that will bring the game to an end with the final score. Admiral King 47, Southview unable to score. Jay and I will be back to wrap it all up right after this timeout.
Excuse me. Excuse me, are you Santa Claus? I heard you might be him. If you are him, here's my list.
Help the Marines make Christmas possible for less fortunate children. Donate a new toy to Toys for Tots.
Here's Santa Claus.
All right, back here at George Daniel Field. Jay, I couldn't help but visualize as these two teams were going down the 50-yard line, not only just shaking hands, but in some cases hugging each other. A great deal of sportsmanship between these young men, many of whom, of course, know each other, do things together, but it was a sad ending for the Southview Saints, ending their season 0-10, getting beat by the Admirals by a score of 46-0. Your thoughts on the game?
Well, you know, it's the end of a season, Ron, and high school football is one of those things you start in the middle of August and everybody's excited and everybody's got a perfect record and it works out for some teams very well and it doesn't work out as well for others. You know, for Admiral King, a very successful 6-4 season, first winning season in 20 years. The Saints, of course, they opened the season with such hope and just haven't had it work out for them. But the lessons of high school athletics are more than 0-10 and 6-4. The way that these kids persevered and worked through practices in the rain and disappointments of losing halftime leads and big plays against and watching kids get hurt and working through that whole thing. Those are the lessons that 1962 Admiral King team could share with these guys, that the outcome of the season might not have been what either team wanted, because I think Admiral King hoped for the playoffs. And 6-4 was a good season for them, but I think that you take away, when you step back and you look at the whole thing, there's a lot of growth that goes on in these young men, and for that you thank the coaches and the job that they do with these kids.
One of the things, Jay, that truly impressed me about Coach Todd Alville, since I had the opportunity to talk with him every Thursday evening prior to the home game here at George Daniel Field that they played and we covered, his enthusiasm, his positive attitude and thinking never once waned, and even into this ball game, because he sees a light at the end of the tunnel. He's got a lot of good young players coming back, and as we've indicated more than once, he started out with 68, only lost 4 because they either quit or because of disciplinary reasons were taken off the team. But he's got, minus the seniors that will be graduating, he's got a nucleus coming back, and they're JVs, victorious over the Admiral King JVs by that 7-6 score on a game that you'll be seeing on TV20.
Well, Ron, I heard Coach Alville speak at the Whittier football banquet this past week, and I think I've called him before the most optimistic man in Lorain. And, he believes in what he's doing, and that's a large part of it. And he's committed to stay the course. He's not going to walk away from these kids, just like they're not going to walk away from him. And it's hard to turn the corner. And that's what that's what they're trying to do with this program. And yeah, they were 0-10, but some good things happened, and some young guys got some good minutes for them, and I think the future looks encouraging for the Southview Saints football program.
Well, this is, of course, our final telecast of high school football here from George Daniel Field. The season has come to an end. Those teams that were fortunate enough to make the playoffs, they will continue. In the meantime, that will be it for the Admirals and for the Southview Saints. And speaking about turning the quarter, I've been doing this now for over a decade on TV20, football, basketball, volleyball, wrestling. It's been an unbelievable, enjoyable ride. And after great soul searching, I've come to the conclusion it's time to get off the ride. This will be my final game for TV20 as far as sports is concerned. I'm not closing the door and throwing the key away if Joe Bach ever needs a replacement. And I know if I were the director and the producer who the replacement would be for not only football next season, but basketball, the gentleman standing and sitting right behind me. I don't know of anyone any better who can call the game with the experience he's had, who knows the game, having coached football and basketball, and I look forward to you doing great things for TV20, Jay.
Ron, you kind of shook me up there, and Joe's not here, and I know if he were, he would echo the word, the sentiments that it's been a great honor and pleasure to work with you. I've learned an awful lot. You bring professionalism to this. I've grown working with you. I appreciate your kind words. I'm disappointed to hear your announcement because I enjoy working with you a great deal, and I know that you're still going to be around, and that while you're signing off saying this might be your last regularly scheduled contest, exactly. I know that you'll be there in the bullpen for Joe, whichever way Channel 20 goes.
And I made that point perfectly clear to him. I would be available. And also, we hopefully will be doing more focus programs that I thoroughly enjoy doing. And through these years, I've made some great acquaintances, and I've had the opportunity to work with some great people. The very first director of TV20, Bob Quinlan. And, of course, the first man that sat next to me here at George Daniel, Coach John Nesbitt, when he wasn't coaching at the time, followed by Barry Buck, even Henry Patterson at times, and then you this season. And again, just an outstanding job. And in basketball, Bob Braskich, and you at times when Bob couldn't make it. And in wrestling, some fine people that we've had. So, you know, I've had an opportunity to be teamed up with some great people. But most of all, when Joe Bach took the reins of TD20, he just escalated this into something unbelievable. And to him, I can't give enough praise and enough glory for the job that he has done. So I want to, on behalf of my partner Jay Ferguson and our cameraman, producer, and director, and an instant replay man for this second half, Michael Q, say it's been, again, a great ride. I've enjoyed it. Until somewhere down the road on TV20, good night, everyone.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools, TV20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.